Time to see what the wizards are up to.
Hey everyone, how are you? Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. We have a few fun things to talk about. I think one of the highlights will be Kapow.
Yeah.
Rob posted a
cool
Kapow
stuff.
update earlier today. I was just like, where's that tough nut punching gloves? They're in the other room. I should have put them on. But yeah, so first we'll just cover a couple of the marketing things, and then we can go into some of that cool stuff. So just to remind,
we have events coming up.
Go ahead.
So Origins is this weekend. We're not going to be there with our big booth and all the stuff that we normally do. However, we do have a couple guys who wanted to go to the show, and CJ is going to be there, and it's going to be running some Legend Series tournaments and some Learn to Plays for Epic. The Epic Learn to Plays are great. They're free, teach you how to play the game, and you'll get a deck of cards for coming and playing. So you'll be all set to play after the demos. And on Friday, we have a Hero Realms Legend Series tournament. And on Saturday, we have a Star Realms Legend Series tournament. Those are both at 11 a.m. If you win the tournament, you become a card in the game, which is super cool. And if you make top 8, we've got incredibly sweet playmats for you. They look really cool. So these are our new Legend Series top 8 playmats. You can only get them by top 8ing in a Legend Series or killing someone who did. I don't know. But these you can only get through the top 8ing a Legend Series. We had it at Gen Con. We'll have an Origin Legend Series down the road. We're also going to be running some Legend Series tournaments digitally because we know most people can't make it to conventions right now. So we are going to have in Star Realms, we're going to do a Star Realms Legend Series in the app later this year. When we're ready to go on that, we'll put up details. And if you top 8 in the digital one, we'll also send you one of those super sweet playmats. So,
and if you come in first,
yes, if you come in first,
trophy.
you get a cool trophy, and you get to become a card in the game. So we will you take pictures. You work with our artists to get the right poses and stuff. Take pictures. We'll create a card with your likeness on it, and that will be in a future promo card in the game. And then of course, as you know, we make digital apps of our games. So eventually, your card will also make it into the digital version. It's a really, really cool prize. And these events are great with the community. It's a really awesome opportunity to see everybody and to play some great games. So yeah, if you're going to be at Origins, sign up.
I know quite a few people going, so I know they're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I wish we were able to do our big presence at the show. We have we've done some cool community parties at Origins. Hopefully, we can get back to that next year. Knock on wood. Hopefully,
arcade.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So yeah, I just wanted to remind people we have the additional live streaming time on Saturday at 11.
So we've got 2 live streams. This is opportunity to play the game designer. So I play every other Wednesday. I'll be playing Hero Realms tomorrow at 7 p.m. And if you beat me, you win 100 credits in Star Realms. So your Star Realms account will get bonus credits if you beat me up on the stream. And Darwin is live streams every other Wednesday. And he also is now live streaming every Saturday. He'll be doing Star Realms on Saturday at 11 a.m. So you can log on. And if you beat Darwin, you also get 100 credits in the Star Realms app. So every Wednesday at 7 p.m. and every Saturday at 11 a.m. you play either me or Darwin. And if you beat us live, you get 100 credits.
And we started last week as a 2-week-long contest, a coloring contest. So we have not had a lot of entries, so it's a great time to enter. It's a great time to enter. Mateo on our team tried his skills at coloring. We can check his out. Staff, oh, it's not done. We'll be sending this to you to post when it's completed, the masterpiece. And I'm going to be doing it with Daisy. I know kids really like to do these. This is what the coloring page looks like. It's all the characters from the original Hero Realms base deck building game. And the winner of that gets, the base set plus 5 character packs, which is fun and also awesome for the holidays if you already have it as a gift. And another thing that we, we have the physical Kickstarter coming.
So Hero Realms, we're doing such exciting stuff with Hero Realms right now. So we've got the Hero Realms digital app in beta, and it's amazing. People have been playing a ton and getting great feedback. So check that out if you haven't already. And we've got, for Hero Realms physical, we've got an amazing Kickstarter coming up, which has a new market deck for Hero Realms. So a whole new 80 card set of cards. It's got 6 new character classes, including, you can see here, this awesome artwork for the Druid. Here's the full crew. We've got a Barbarian and a Bard, Alchemist, a Monk, and the Kickstarter exclusive Necromancer character pack. 6 all new characters for Hero Realms, which is just going to add so much amazing play. And we also have a new dungeon adventure, so solo and cooperative play, a whole new storyline to go through. We're going to be continuing with the Thandar stuff as well, so you'll be able to get the new Thandar set as an add-on if you want to get there, or pick it up in stores. So we're going to have multiple storylines, campaign storylines you can play in Hero Realms, tons of new character classes, new cards for the market deck, awesome stuff. This is all coming to Kickstarter end of October, October 26th. Yeah, so we're a little less than a month away. Exciting, really exciting new stuff for Hero Realms. And Deb, you mentioned we've got some, I think, wallpaper.
Yeah, so we have one for the collage, which has all the characters. This art as a piece of wallpaper. We create our wallpapers in multiple sizes so that you can use it as a background on your phone or on your computer or on different types of devices. And then we also did the full art for the Druid here as well.
I just love this art. So gorgeous.
So if you sign up on the landing page here, and we can also post this around on social media as well, we're going to do an email out with the link to the wallpapers. These will be posted up on our website, where we also have art for some of our other games. And if there's a specific piece of art that you would like to see in a future wallpaper, we're going to be doing a few more of these as well. So let us know in the comments, or let us know, separately after you check out the wallpapers we have up for our games. If there's something you're like, oh man, I would really like to see this particular piece of art as wallpaper so I can use it on my computer, let us know. We want to provide the ones that you're most interested in seeing. Let's see, we have a few questions. This question. So we have a question on the digital beta. Oh, wow, it's a long one.
Okay.
From Double Dubs. So, if you want to answer this.
Hold on. I gotta read this.
So do you want it to be hard work to get to level 12 is the basic question.
So basically, so several things. First, level 12 is our current level cap. It is not the it's not the long-term goal of the game. The target eventual level cap is 24 is what we're shooting for. We're going to have to make sure that the play remains fun all the way up through that. For me personally, in what I'm looking to do with this, the fun is more about the journey than the destination. Obviously, it'll be fun to play your max level character again and again and try and be the best of the super high level characters. And top of the leaderboards. That's great, but the process of building your character over time, and all those games you play at at 6th level with your ranger, with the equipment that you've got, and the skills you've chosen, and then when you get to level 7 and you get a whole new skill or a new treasure, and it changes the way your deck works, and then you can get used to your ranger work, how your ranger works at level 7, and then etc. That process to me is super fun. And so I don't want it to be a quick progression. I want you to have time to get to know your character at each of the levels. Not, the early levels 1 and 2, sure, those like whip by, but as you start getting, into the meat of the game, you get some time with your character at each of those levels. Now that said, we're trying to build the game that people are going to enjoy playing the most. So as if it turns out that some other path is more fun, quicker level progression, whatever is more fun for people, sure, yeah, we'll do what is more fun. I currently am pretty happy with the pace of progression of characters. I'm playing a bunch of characters that I've one of each class, which I've played since we launched the beta, and none of them are level 12 yet. I'm getting close. So I got some 10s and 8s and such, and it doesn't feel like, I don't feel impatient, like, oh God, and I wish I was higher level right now. I'm just having fun playing the characters at the level they're at. So right now it is going as intended. However, that doesn't mean this is the way it's going to be fine in the final version. We're going to look at it. Now, that said, we're going to have experiences that are faster level progressions. For example, in the versus AI play, we have the pit fight. And basically, thematically, you got accused of crime, and you get thrown into prison, and you're forced to fight in the fighting pits for the entertainment of the residents. But you can prove your innocence and win your freedom by winning a series of these gladiatorial contests. So if you win a match in this, you level up immediately. Play a game, win, immediately level. So no wait, just boom, you're the next level. However, if you lose, your character dies, and if you want to play pit fight again, you have to start a new character. We will be doing some things where we do online pit fight. They might be for like a particular day, like, oh, this day we're going to do pit fight, and and people can play. And so you'll have scenarios where you can experience those rapid level progressions. But for the sort of standard ladder format, where it's just, hey, play with your character over and over again, and your character can't die, you lose games, but no problem, you still gain experience. For that, I wanted a slower level progression. So anyway, that's a long answer. My answer was even longer than the question.
No, I think that was a good answer. And then we have a couple questions, but let's start with this one. The difference in triggering ally abilities in Star Realms Digital and Hero Realms Digital, is it intentional? Being used to Star Realms, I've always been careful when to play an ally at the right time to draw, but rereading Hero Realms rules, I realized the triggering and timing is optional.
Yeah, so basically, when we first made Star Realms, we did a more direct port of the physical game. So in the physical game, you have a card out, and the ally ability gets triggered when as soon as there's another card of that faction out. So it's triggered. So basically, it's got like a little switch on it saying, "Hey, I'm ready. You can use me whenever you want." And then you activate the ally ability, saying, "All right, I'm going to use this Blob Fighter's ally ability. I'm going to draw a card now." But you get to choose when to do it. And so you can do cool stuff where, oh, okay, I'm going to play a card that puts a ship on top of my deck, and then I'll use my ally ability later to draw the card and set up some neat things. And we had that initially in Star Realms, where every ally ability you had to click to activate it. And it was a little bit annoying when playing, because you just have to click lots of cards when you're having a big turn. And it slowed down play a little bit. So we experimented. We're like, well, let's try and automate things that you're gonna want to do anyway. So like, oh, you want to gain combat, you don't have to click it to gain it. You just gain it. Gain trade, sure, just gain the trade. And it made the experience so much better for the digital play. And then we were like, okay, well, what about the card draw? You almost always want to draw a card, but there are some times where you can do some some clever shenanigans, and and it's neat. But like 95% of the time, when you can draw a card, you just want to draw it immediately. But there are those times where you could set up something special. What we ended up deciding with the card draw in Star Realms was, you know what, it's a better play experience overall if it just draws the card.
Star Realms Digital.
Star Realms Digital. So basically, that's a difference between Star Realms Digital and physical. In Hero Realms, the amount of messing with your deck shenanigans that goes on is way, way higher than in Star Realms. So, for example, if you're playing the Ranger class, every single turn you can track, manipulate the top of your deck, look at the top 3, 4, 5 cards, depending on what level your track is, and rearrange the order of cards, put some of them in your discard pile. That's the kind of thing where you're really going to want to control when you draw with that, because if you draw after that, you can get the card that you're looking for. If you can draw first, and then that dig section that you get is going to go deeper in your deck. Maybe use it to decide when you're shuffling. All kinds of stuff you can do with it. So instead of it coming up occasionally where, oh, well, maybe I've got a card that, a freighter, and I can put something on top of my deck, that could happen in Star Realms. In Hero Realms, it can be the case that every single turn you can do something like that. So for that reason, we have that difference between Star Realms and Hero Realms. Where in Hero Realms, if you have an ally draw trigger, it does not automatically fire. You have to click it to activate it. In Star Realms, if you have an ally draw trigger, it just draws the card for you. So yes, there's a difference there. It is intentional, and the reason is because Hero Realms has a way, way, way more deck manipulation than Star Realms does.
Good answer. I like it's good. It's going into all the reasons why we do it. It's great. So thanks, Martin, for asking the question. I know I'm guessing a lot of people have that question. Patadon wants to know if we will do a sneak peek at some new cards.
I think Hero Realms Physical. So I think next week what we'll do is we will revisit. So we have spoiled some cards from Hero Realms before. So we're getting longer runways before we do Kickstarters for games where we've been working on stuff for very, very long periods of time. So we've been, this Hero Realms set we've been working on for years. So we've got a lot of content that is been done for a while for this Kickstarter. And so we spoiled stuff months ago. And so I think next week we can revisit, relook at stuff that we've spoiled, so we can see a lot of cool stuff. And then in the weeks following that, we can spoil, some new cards, as some cards we haven't spoiled yet as well. But yeah, that's a great idea. If you're impatient, you can look through our archives of the streams and see some stuff. But if you want to wait just next week, we'll go over stuff that we spoiled before, and then in future weeks, we'll spoil more cards and tons of gorgeous artwork, really cool game mechanics. I think you guys are gonna absolutely love this stuff. And as I mentioned earlier, since it's great, since we have digital versions of the games, we make new content for physical, and it gets double duty. It comes back around in digital, and you get to experience all that new stuff in the digital app as well. So
yeah, I'm sure as soon as the physical we start showing, everyone's gonna be like, when is this gonna be in the app? And tomorrow, so we had a question from Senior Warrior or Star Realms Warrior.
Yeah.
I'm
so
not sure which are we going to play Star Realms? Or
so
Hero
tomorrow
Realms
will be Hero Realms, and Saturday will be Star Realms. Wednesday Hero Realms, Saturday Wednesday Hero Realms with me, Saturday Star Realms with Darwin. You can come battle. If you are obviously need to be in the beta for Hero Realms to play, but if you're not in the beta yet, it's totally worth it. You want to check it out. It's awesome. Okay, you want to jump into some Kapow?
Next, moving into Kapow, do you want to comment a little bit on the update you posted before?
Sure. So we for all our games, we've sort of implemented a new COVID era play testing. So it's obviously been a lot harder to get big groups of play testers together over the past year and a half here. So to help with this situation, we've decided to put our new stuff that we're making up on Tabletop Simulator and let the backers themselves get in there if they want to. Obviously, you don't have to. You can just wait for the physical stuff to arrive. But we put up stuff in Tabletop Simulator, well in advance of when it's coming out. Before we even send it to the printer, and we play test there online and invite the backers to be play testers. And if you play test 5 or more games and give feedback on it, you can get in the play test credits of the game. So it's a nice opportunity for backers who want to be more involved. And it's a great opportunity to see the games early. So we've been doing this with Sorcerer. We're also doing it with Kapow. And in Kapow, during the Kickstarter, there were requests for solo play, and Debbie was like, "Oh man, it would be really great if we could have solo play in Kapow." And I was like, "No way are we adding solo play to this game. It's already that'd be too much to do." But it was in the back of my head, and I had one of those like.
He woke up one day and he was like, "I know what I'm gonna do for Kapow solo."
And I tried it out. It was super fun. I really liked it. And so we decided that we were going to add solo play to Kapow for all the different characters in the game, which is really cool. So when you get Kapow, you will have just from one box set 6 different solo play experiences that you can so opponents that you can play against, and of course you can play them with any of the matchups, any of the heroes or villains, and then of course we've got 2 box sets plus there's the Kickstarter exclusive cards. So there are just so many different solo matches you can get, but obviously it's a lot of new content, and we have to play test it, make sure it works well. So a lot of the play testing we've been doing has been on the solo play. And thank you to all the backers who've been on there and playing. And the Kapow team has been doing great work on this. Especially Larry's been busting his butt working on this. Really great job from those guys. We've made a bunch of changes to the solo play based on your feedback, and I posted an update to talk about that. On the Kickstarter page, we're also, and my next update is going to be about the stuff that we're about to talk about now, which is the team up play.
Before you jump into that, can you give like a couple second about Kapow?
Sure. So
I know not everyone
so
is
Kapow is a box set game. It is super fun. It is a superhero battling game, and it uses dice. So you've got 2 kinds of dice in Kapow. You've got the trait dice, which are these colorful dice which have symbols on them, and then you have action dice. These are big blank black dice, and you can add faces to the action dice during the game. So basically the faces of the die actually just get slotted in. So you build your dice while you're playing. So the play of it is really fast and fun. Both players roll their dice at the same time. You've got like a DM screen style thing. You got player screens, and you roll your dice behind the screen, and you've got boards. And you got a game board, and on your game board, there's all these different maneuvers you can make: attacks you can make, defenses, dodges, abilities to power up, gain more dice, etc. And each of these abilities you want to activate has a cost in little icons, little symbols. And in order to pay that cost, you just take dice that have rolled that symbol and you slot it into that spot. So it's super intuitive, really easy to do. And then after you figured out all the things you want to do, and you placed all your dice, at the same time, both players lift up their screens, and then you each do the attacks that you paid for, if any. You do the defenses that you were doing, and you do damage equal my attack minus your defense is how much damage you take. And so you'll hit each other, and then you power up. You can buy more dice and get more stuff and build up for your next roll. So it's got this fast, furious gameplay, super fun, and it's plays in like 20 minutes, and it feels a lot like, it's very different, but it feels a lot like playing a game of Star Realms or Hero Realms, where the play is really quick, really intuitive, and when you're done, you want to play again. So really awesome game, and we're getting the sets finished up. So we'll have those for Kickstarter backers soon, and then have them in retail probably next year fall. We'll have them in retail stores, so you'll be able to pick that up as well. So I mentioned that we have solo play for Kapow. So if you can play that play style versus automated opponents, which is super fun. But we also have team play for Kapow. If you have 2 sets of Kapow, you can play 2v2 games, and for the team up, you each have a character, and you have a shared health pool. So if I was playing a character with 30 health and Debbie was playing a character with 25 health, we would have a combined total of 55 health. And our goal is to try and reduce the opposing team's health down to 0. The play works the same way. We both roll our dice, we play stuff, and then both teams lift their screens. There's some additional cool stuff in the team up. When you make an attack, you have a little arrow, punch out, and while the screen's down and you're placing your dice, you also orientate your arrow pointing to the opponent who the attack's going to. So you get to decide, okay, who do you think is going to have a lower defense for the turn? You can shoot your attack at them, and also some of your effects might do things to a certain player. So you can so that where that arrow is pointing designates your opponent for that turn. And we also have these really cool team up cards. The way the team up cards work is they go between the two allies, and as you can see, half the cards oriented one way and half the cards oriented the other way. And what you do is each player contributes a die on their side of the team up card in order to do this. So this one we're showing here is coordinated assault, gives both players a base attack of 3. So if we wanted to do a coordinated assault, one of us would put in the fist icon, one of them would put in the arm icon, and that would give us the attack. And you can take the card and you can flip it 180 degrees to switch which player is contributing which thing. Hop to the next slide. So not all the attacks or not all the cards do the same things for each player. So for example, here's launch. One player's contributing the might icon and the other player's contributing the agility icon. And with launch, the person who's putting in the might doesn't get any bonus at all. The other person gets +4 attack. So in this one, it's basically your strong guy's picking up his teammate and chucking him at the other team, and that guy's doing like an acrobatic leap and coming in and hitting. So so they can be very asymmetric on what they're doing. And of course, you can flip the card over during the dice rolling phase to figure out which side you want to contribute your dice to. So we got some more cards. Yeah, sure. Sounds good. So here's some. You'll notice they have color coded. So the previous ones were attacks. These ones are defenses. So we got cover fire, which gives one member +3 defense kicker, and the other team member gains 2 non-wild faces. So with this, you're going to think, okay, which side do we think their attack's going to come in on? Give defense to that player. Helping hand gives one player defense kicker, the other player base defense. Sometimes the way the game works, you have in order to defend, you have to do a base defense. In order to attack, you have to do a base attack, and then you can do kickers and multipliers on top of that to really gain the bonuses. Sometimes it's a little tricky getting those base abilities going, so being able to give that to one team member or the other can be pretty helpful. Here we have some examples of power-ups. So rebound can give one player a trait die, so basically gaining gaining a die. And this one's nice in that if you have one player who's a little bit behind, you really want to build up their dice. They don't have to get a specific roll in order to build it up because the other player has got the sort of specific contribution, and the player who's getting the trait. I can use literally any die. Replenish gives both players a non-allowed face, and only one player has to contribute a die to that. It can be any die. So if one player's got just a die left over that doesn't work into their plans, that's a great thing to do with it. And then finally, we've got a couple of instantaneous cards. So these instantaneous effects, while you're rolling dice, you announce, hey, I'm doing this instantaneous effect, and you contribute the pay the dice for it then, and it has an effect during that dice rolling phase. So we've got like assist, which lets one player re-roll any number of their dice, and coordinate, which lets both players re-roll a die. So you'll notice these had colors. So we had ones for attack, ones for defense, ones for power up, and ones that were instantaneous. Basically, each team will get one from each category, and there'll be a bunch of different ways you can get those. Each set will come with these, and you need 2 sets to play. So you could have both teams get the exact same ones. You could take one of the sets and draft them between the players, where your team gets to pick the attack, we get the other one. Our team gets to pick the power up. Your team gets the other, etc. Or a bunch of different ways, or you can randomize a bunch of different ways you can get these, and then all 4 of those go between you and your teammate. And again, every single round you can flip the orientation of them to let either player contribute. So those are the team up cards for team up play. We're working on getting those onto Tabletop Simulator and adding the 2v2 format to Tabletop Simulator. So hopefully next month we'll have that up and going for Kapow, and then that'll be everything for the box sets. And as soon as we get the backer feedback, you guys kick the tires on the team play, we will be going to print. Now printing and international shipping are all kind of a nightmare right now. International supply chains are really screwed up. So it'll probably be a while for that process. Our apologies in advance on that, but we're getting real close to the final files, and of course the stuff's going to be available for play on Tabletop Simulator. Now it's not as cool as having the real thing, but if you play 5 games and give us feedback on them, you get your name in the credits, which is pretty sweet. So that's the new stuff.
Cool. So any other questions? Now's your chance to ask any final questions. Let's see if we have any other comments. Our friend Kevin says hi. Hey, how's Florida? We miss you up here. I know you're going to be loving being down there when the winter hits.
Yeah.
Looks like we don't have any other questions. So
all right, good deal.
That's it for this week. But yeah, if you have any questions, you can still post them on the posts, and we'll be here next Tuesday. So sounds like Rob's promised to share some new Hero Realm stuff.
Hero Realm stuff. So you can check out the new. We'll have spoilers that we've done previously, but we'll look at again all the stuff that we've spoiled for the new upcoming Hero Realm set. So and
hey Peter.
Hey Peter.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.